Whew, it is an early morning here at RGLove. How's everybody doing? Back at it this morning, here to play pretty sizable number of beat 'em ups for you folks. First, we're gonna get started off with a game I just learned over the past few months. Some of you may be familiar with a arcade beat 'em up called Guardians. It's been run in the past at both the last two renditions of the Coin-Op Classic. Denjin Makai, which we're playing today, is actually the prequel to that game. This game's really fun. The inspiration to play it came from two people in particular. One is my tag team partner, Enemy, who picked this as my secondary choice for the last Secret Santa. He chose the SNES version, which I somewhat enjoyed playing, but it didn't have quite enough of what I was looking for in a game. Which leads me to my second inspiration, that being a streamer by the name of Scuddy, who's an amazing arcade streamer. And I'll get to why here in just one moment. And where's my window? There we go. Okay, so in this game we have 6 different characters. None of them matter for what we're going to do because we're going to play Bulba, because Bulba's completely busted. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, go. And here's the stuff that Scuddy taught me about. Bulba walks in a room, pile drives an enemy, and now we're invincible for the rest of the room. Nothing can hurt us. Until one of a few things happens. We grab an enemy and finish it with anything other than a pile driver. We pick up an item by mistake. We do a special move, up to and including extra joys. Or we leave the room. Pretty funny little strat. Now you may say, why would you do that? That's not fun. That's broken. Well, it is certainly broken. I'm not questioning that. But I don't mind doing it because, well, the game is obnoxiously difficult outside of that. And even with this active, it's still really hard because every time we go into a new room, we still have to make sure we can apply the glitch. And that can actually be problematic. Trying to actually set that up and activate it can get you killed. And this game's credits are 1 life. And of course, as always with most arcade games that I play, I have a good one, Mr. Mag, thank you. For most arcade games that I play, I'm trying to go for 1 credit clear. So I have 1 life in which to do that. Back this that person. The thing that's kind of unfortunate about it is that once we've activated the glitch, we're really kind of limited on offense. Since we can't do special moves, we can't do grabs. We're pretty much limited to like jabs, back attacks, and like jumping attacks. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for that update. Down some fools here. First stage is pretty simple, but it does have 1 major gate that I'm going to discuss. The boss of this stage is the only enemy in the game we have to fight where we can't have the glitch active. So, by default, that makes it probably the hardest enemy in the game. You do have a strat for it. I'm hoping it works. Because if it doesn't, oh, we're going to be in trouble. Pile driver. There we have the snail. This thing could be a real pain if I can't mitigate this fight. Now you can do like special move strats on it, but I've never been particularly good at those because special moves in this game are strange. They're all negative edge, which means you have to hold a button, then do the input, and then do it. It's not good. Let's try to dash jump on that. Now I'm in trouble. Might have a chance here. I gotta get away from these missiles. Deal with that. That long arm melee attack this thing has is really gross. Like, it beats anything. The jump has a hitbox, so you have to watch out for that. I don't know if that was him or a missile. Okay. Not good. Don't like this. Okay, so now it's on to its second form. You can get a proper stun lock here, because we only need 1 jab to uppercut it. Launch, 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 and down. Okay, cool. Actually, that's what they were going for, was Ed 209 or something similar. So, another interesting thing about this game has branching paths. When you beat the first stage, you can then go to either stage 3 or stage 2. I actually prefer to start with stage 3. This is important because whichever stage you go to second out of those 2 actually has additional segments. And you can use that to dictate what's going to be more difficult for you to deal with. For stages 2 and 3, it's not as big of a deal, but when we get to stages 4 and 5 where we have to branch paths again, it's actually a really, really important thing. Reason being is because in stage 5, if we go to it after stage 4, we have to do a refight with the snail, and I'd rather just not do that because the snail has the exact same rules, so we can't do invincibility on it ever. Plus, it has nonsense that we have to deal with outside of the fight, so it's just a harder fight. Come here, you. Ignore the slippers. Wouldn't mind some health. Health is about the only thing I'll pick up at this point. These things would normally be a huge problem, but we're invincible, so we don't care. We're just gonna stand here and let it do all this nonsense, and yeah, we just don't care. This Belva's a completely fair character. The game also has dope music. I don't think I've elaborated on that. This stage's song is okay, but like stages 3 through 5 have like super, well 4, 5, and 6 I should say have super deep, super dope music. All right, so for the creatures, here we may have some issues. They can be a real hassle. All right, cool, slipped in there. Definitely need some help though. These things, if they can hit you, are gross. They have really solid melee. I think they have a Blanca ball. They have an electricity attack that does a ton of damage with a lot of range. Way across here. Kind of don't really care too much here, but there is a health up on top of that platform that I'd like to be able to obtain, so I'm not going to kill everything super quickly. Because once we kill everything, then the screen transitions, and I would rather be able to get the food before we move on. I did not want that. That's not good. That was a throw. Okay, there we go. Scary stuff. Oh, you busted open the barrel? What a jerk. Alright, so we're going to snag this. I think I got there in time. Alright, cool. Completely free food pickup. Here we have our stage 3 boss. This is the replica. This guy would be a huge issue if we couldn't do this. Because he has this busted wake-up attack where he just shoots spikes everywhere. And that would do a lot of damage to us with a lot of knockback, but we're invincible, so we don't care. From here, every boss in the game is going to work somewhat like this. Cool. Good fight. So yeah, I learned the 1cc for this in less than a day. It was really fun. I mean, yes, Belva's silly, but it was a fun learn. I did not want to get hit by that. Come here, you. Beats me, but I'm cool with it. I enjoy using exploits in games. What can I say? Moving along. Love Belva's dash animation, too. I'll be completely honest, I don't exactly know what the story is in this game. It's very, very anime looking, and that's cool. But, yeah, like, I know nothing about it. Like, I know there's probably some illegal activity going on, and we gotta stop it, yada, yada, yada. Never really kept in touch with the lore. But it's a dope game. I also just love the noise Belva makes when he does a pile driver. That muffled. Do it again. What are you doing running around? That's my job. Whee. Okay, this room's actually kind of tough. It has enemies that have ranged weapons, and that guy's sitting on a barrel that drops food. And we need to be able to grab somebody. There we go. Okay. Waited that out correctly. That was good. We also have an issue in that those shovels are now active, and we can actually pick those up, and of course, because the glitch is active, we don't want to do that. Health, yeah, that was not great. Wait, behind, there we go, okay. What? Oh, I got hit out of the air, that's not good. This might get bad. Got there, okay. Remember, you actually have to land the throw to get the glitch. Jumping in the air with them doesn't matter. You're not invincible until you hit the ground. Whee! You up. barrels would be a huge problem, but for Belva, we don't care. Trying to see if any of those had health, because taking those 2 hits was kind of rough. Love these things here. I refer to these as the frog bots. That's not what they're called, but they definitely look like frogs. Just a hit there. There we go. Still could use some health. Kind of a little conscious about that right now. Self-conscious, is sick. Going. I love some of the enemy animations. Like, you bust in the room and they're just like eating their lunch or whatever. It's like, how dare I show up and just interrupt their break hour, you know? And that dude's on the ground sleeping. Like, what in the world? Put a little bit of health. Not a whole lot, though. Fine, though. Dodge all this. Still here. Everybody's favorite robot cop. That laugh is so good. Here we're basically fighting whatever this game's version of the Sentai Jetman is. Same rules apply. We can grab, we can do this. Debating if I want to go ahead and get the food now, though. Probably do. See if that was a mistake or not. Might have been. Not good. This is where the drama comes in. I took a big gamble there, and it's definitely not paying off yet. Okay, cool. All right, we're good now. Let's see me do that again for the rest of the fight. These guys all have varying form of attacks, but whatever. We're just gonna punch at them until they stop. I believe the purple one's the final one we have to fight. And that guy's actually kind of annoying because he has this annoying teleport move that he can use to get out of stuff. If you catch him with proper spacing, you can actually get him in a loop. Why was that not hitting? Where are you going? Dude. Finale. He does this. If he landed on the ground, we could have backfisted him, but now he's going to do this garbage. You can do something like this, and it's really fun. But he has to land on the ground, of course. But actually, he's dead. Never mind. Nice timer. Bonus game's pretty simple. Smash, attack to charge up, and then once you're done, it's going to ask you to hit jump. See how far you can go. I think 3 is the best I've ever done. Whatever. I'm not that great at mashing minigames, so it's what it is. Alright, so here's where our branching paths become important. We want to go to the second stage here first. Love the tunes of this stage. What the heck? How did I not grab you? Whatever. It doesn't bother me. Bonus game. I would prefer if it actually amounted to something. If you get like an extend out of it, that would be kind of cool, but you can't. What are you doing? Oh, that's not good. I should have definitely power drive him. Yeah, this would be bad. Glitchy sprites. That's just a MAME thing. Happens a lot in this game. I mean, he's not gonna hit me anyway, so. His knee is supposed to OTG. I don't know why it didn't there. Where you going? I think sniper is a title, not an occupation. War Knights actually do have some significance in this game. If you've ever played Resident Evil 4, War Knights essentially function like Plagas. When you're fighting them by themselves, you won't see it, but There come instances later where basic enemies will, once they die, they actually spawn these War Knights. Like, they just, like, evolve out of them. It's really weird to watch. Kind of grotesque. What do we have here? I should probably grab one of these two first. Yeah. When the frog bots land, things can get really bad. I'd rather just not deal with these explosives. Shoulder charge combos are really, really good on the bots because you can't knock them down with essentially anything. Okay. Got the health out of that too. It was cool. That is definitely not what I wanted to do. I don't even know what the heck that was. Getting knocked down kind of bad. Yeah, this is bad. Definitely don't know what happened with that special move. I think I grabbed and pressed both buttons, even though that's not the input I wanted. And I think that's one of the key things about trying to clear this game the way I am. Even though this is a completely busted strategy, it's really easy in this game to make mistakes. Like one mistimed input and you're already going to be in a ton of trouble. You have to grab an enemy ASAP if something like that happens. Luckily I hit that guy out of the air before he could do anything. Stop. This down. Alright, we're in there. I also believe that's the same Go voice soundbite from, what's it called? Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Even though this is not the same developer. This is Band Presto, whereas Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was Capcom. So it could just be a common soundboard of some kind. Nope. Sure don't. There are 1cc's with other characters. It's just much harder. I only like doing the Belva run just because it's funny. And the fact that people are asking, like, how is this completely overlooked? Like, that's worth exhibiting in itself. It's like, we don't know, but here it is, and we're putting it on full display because it's really silly. This is actually one of the harder boss fights to me because here you're fighting this guy, and you're also fighting a prototype clone of yourself. And Proto Belva is kind of a problem. Of course, I grabbed him and I dropped the input. Why do I keep hitting both buttons? Not good. Bear with me. I'm in a bit of trouble. That Gigabolt was never what I wanted, and it might just get me killed. Saved. Okay. Alright, now that this guy is not going to hit me ever again, he's not going to be an issue. Scary stuff. The coffee Belva, there we go. But yeah, there are strats with other characters. They just take a lot longer to master. I wouldn't mind learning at least one other character maybe, but I don't know. This game also honestly does feel like it would be a bit taxing with actual characters. Because this game, as I mentioned, this game is very, very hard. Enemy AI in this game will just completely ruin your day. They have really high priority attacks. They do really solid damage, and you only have 1 life per credit. Also might be my favorite music track in the game. It's either this or the last stage, but it's damn good. His last name's Blackman. Makes sense to me. Get up, you. These guys are kind of annoying. They can block everything but the last hit of your string. Grab him. Can't block that. Chillin'. More waves of enemies. Grouping becomes really important here. I'd prefer to try to go as fast as possible because each room does have its own individual timer. The grouping is really important to being able to mitigate that. I didn't mean to pick that guy up, but okay. Here we go. Can't tell if rice ball. Yeah, that was definitely a good heal. And I got the grab immediately. Excellent. We're in perfect shape now. Cool. Moving on. So this ship is kind of irritating. Definitely don't want to go for the creature first. The first time I ever played this, I made that mistake, and it almost cost me the run. Well, the first time I got this far, I should say. Because the first time I broke out of stage 3, I actually once seeded. So everything made sense after that. But this segment, you never go for the creature first. You always go for the guy with the broom. He has much worse defense for himself. The Harley race. Up. Alright, cool. We're in another room. We're gonna have to glitch again, as always. Oh yeah, we actually had to bust the door down. Never like it when they put that in beat 'em ups and it's just arbitrary. There it definitely is. Like, they could just start us in this room, it would be exactly the same. I also love the fact that the broom is a weapon. Like, you have guys with swords, and then guys with brooms, and they're supposed to be presented as equal threats. Whose choice was that? B. Still good. You do whatever you want. You cannot land on me and do anything. That's lights out. Music's gnarly. Alright, here we have not Aquaman. Another typical boss fight for this game. His range is very, very good. That's definitely not good. Okay, cool, got him. This fight without invincibility is disgusting because everything can shoot you with lightning, and they do so frequently. Like, I would have no clue how to approach this guy if I wasn't just unable to get hit. Granted, I'm here for it, but I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm just gonna ignore the guy on the right. He'll die once I kill the boss. He's not a boss character. Alright, wouldn't mind being able to heal in the next stage. We heal a little bit between stages, but generally not enough for it to matter unless it can somehow get us back to full health. Here we have a somewhat more interesting bonus game. This is a whack-a-mole where a character moves really, really fast for whatever reason. We gotta hit all of the non-innocents. I didn't want to hit her. I didn't think it would spawn 3 of those on me in a row, and I was wrong. Love the noise it makes when you hit these guys, too. It's so goofy. Oh well. Got our health back, though. That's cool. Alright, last stage. By far the longest stage. We've got quite a bit of work ahead of us because we had to glitch in every single room as always. It's just that there's just going to be a lot of rooms. Can't remember how many exactly. Music's dope too. This one's probably actually my favorite track. This song is great. Scoops. Get 2 scoops with some raisins. Moving on. Still trying to figure out how the knee works on downed opponents. I've not quite gotten the hang of that. Oh, hey, nice. As I say that, then I pull it off perfectly and it kills the guy. Frogbot's assemble. We're gonna kill these nerds. Blip, blip, blip. As far as why this works the way it does, I think that it's a case of, you know, in the case of a lot of games, or a lot of beat-em-ups especially, when you do a throw, you have a certain number of invincibility frames past a certain point of the throw. And I guess in this game they just forgot to turn off the invincibility. Now we just have it forever. Well, forever until one of X number of things happens. This one's rough. Just because it's such a small room. Alright, cool. Got the grab. For some reason I remember there being more enemies. So if I remember correctly, at first I don't actually have the glitch active, so I'm going to have to actually grab an enemy before we feel safe. Yeah, I was right. Forgot the wall was there. Got her. And of course they wake up into that, which is really cheap. Get you a piece of Belva. And of course we're fine because, you know, it's denjin makai. Almost in the home stretch. Oh, that was gross. Especially because those grenades are all going to explode eventually. We don't want to be around when they do. They hit enemies, which is great. But I also have to stay out of the way and make sure I don't pick them up. What? How did that happen? Whatever. I certainly disagree, but not much I can do about that. There's also, as I mentioned at the start of this run, there is a Super Famicom version of this game, which does not work. I've tested it. Basically, I have to play it like an actual beat 'em up, and I don't know. It's slightly less fun to me. I think it would be cool if it had something similar to that, but maybe not necessarily that. It would certainly make a speedrun of a lot more viable. It also cuts the character roster in half. Instead of having 6 playable characters, there's only 3, which I think is really unfortunate. That's not food. Okay, that was a total waste of time. From the floor. I'm gonna group all these dolls and knights here. Get as much grouping as I possibly can. Yes, they did become bosses. That is accurate. Creatures aren't going to bother us because we're still invincible. I'm trying to do this. So I'm still going to hunt for healing items. I prefer being at max health, but I may not go too far out of my way for one, simply because it's pretty close. But the final boss is a bit rough. He has 3 phases, and we have to glitch him out in every single phase. He's got some really good attacks, but it's going to require us to be patient. Oh, that would have had an item in it. I believe this is the last room before the boss. Oh yeah, what was I doing? Oh hey, there's the change into the War Knight that I was talking about. I forgot those dudes had eye bullets. What the hell? No. Elvis says no. Not sure if that's healing or not. I honestly can't remember. Not sure if I'm willing to find out either. Pushing out with 2 more enemies that just spawned. Might kill one and then try to get it. Okay, cool. That actually was some good healing. We need you. There we go. Yeah, so this is going to be rough. We've got 2 bosses as refights. We had to get invincible quickly. Got it now, but not before taking some damage I didn't. Again, try to imagine all this without invincibility. Maybe one day. First aid, that'll give us full health. We're not using it yet. One of these things dead. Alright, on to our final boss. This dude's actually pretty swag. He fights you with his hand in his pocket, which is testament of a true badass. He has some good attacks. He has a dive kick. He has this stupid little flippy thing. He has a throw, which is very good. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has really good priority over what you're trying to do. He's beating my out, especially. This, though. Haven't seen that attack yet. Oh, he can hit you OTG. Neat. There's a lot of things I'm learning right now. I guess you can't approach him from the front. We might be dead here. I don't know about that. That seemed like he had no recovery whatsoever on that. Alright, I guess I'm dead. This is a new one. Haven't had him act up this much before. Okay, it took that long and no health left to get that. Last two phases are going to be interesting. I've definitely lost runs on this guy before, but I've never had runs not succeed at that. Now he gets a sword for phase 2, and we still have to grab him again. First try. Gonna dive kick on a wake up, and we're just gonna back fist him every single time, because he's not gonna be able to hit us. Onto the by far most dangerous phase, phase 3, where he just gets this. It's to yell at you a bunch. Oh cool, died in the first hit. Yeah, okay. So no 1 CC, but I am gonna go ahead and just beat him. Try to. Tricky thing is you kind of have to approach him when he's, I guess when he's not alert, or during like some kind of recovery. And I've had more issues with this phase than with any other, so, I mean, if I'm going to take a death, it might as well be on the hardest thing in the game. There we go. So I'm good for a 2 CC at least. I mean, it's what it is. I've gotten it before. I wanted to try it for now. He's going to get invincibility eventually. I'm trying to do this. I'm just going to keep swinging. Like, if I'm underestimate, I'll be happy. Getting close to that anyway. Appreciate your time scamming, you friggin' lunatic. So yeah, I blame it on the first phase costing me the estimate. Third phase obviously cost me the run, but first phase she just bled all kinds of time. But so only 2 seconds over. And 2 CC on my first chance at this game in a marathon. Stuff happens. I'm not worried. Still fun though. Like I said, I enjoy this game. I mean, the exploit is clearly a very stupid thing to have, but sometimes I'm okay with that. Especially with something like this where you just get the around exploits like it's going out of style.